Good morning, this is Charles with the Columbia Basin Herald, and it is Wednesday, October 18th. Here's a little of what's going to be in our newspaper today. Former 4th Congressional District candidate Gavin Syme, who was arrested in August for allegedly harassing and obstructing a police officer, will be representing himself in future court proceedings. Syme, 32, of Ephrata, was arrested August 17th following an altercation with Ephrata police officer Patrick Kennedy at the Ephrata Walmart. Syme was in Grant County District Court last week for a hearing on the case, at which he notified the court of his intent to represent himself in all future court proceedings and during the trial, if his case gets to that. A pair of Columbia Basin Herald employees have walked away with awards from the Washington Newspapers Publishers Association 2017 Better Newspaper Contest. Sports writer Rodney Harwood won first place for Best Sports Personality Profile, while Special Sections Editor Dana Moreno, along with former Herald employee Tara Redwine, won third place statewide for Ad of the Year. Harwood's award-winning story was a profile of bull rider Wade Leslie, who became the only person in the history of rodeo to have earned a perfect 100 score on a bull ride, only to later lose his ability to walk in a drunken auto accident. Moreno and Redwine won for an advertisement that was part of the Moses Lake 360 promotional campaign. The Washington State Patrol will be on the lookout for violators of the state's Move Over law, which revolves around drivers moving over for emergency vehicles for the next couple of days. The statewide emphasis begins today and is set to end on Friday. Over the last 2 years, 62 patrol cars have been damaged and 24 troopers injured as a result of drivers failing to make room for patrol vehicles that are on the side of the road. The law requires that vehicles approaching an emergency zone do so with caution, slow down and move over or change lanes. The Crossroads Pregnancy Resource Center will hold its annual fundraising banquet Saturday at the Grant County Fairgrounds. The banquet starts at 6 p.m. with dinner served at 6:30 p.m. in the 4-H building. It's building number 17. This is our big fundraiser for Moses Lake, said Christy Youngers of Crossroads. Crossroads has been hosting the banquet for more than a decade. We operate strictly off donations from our community, she said. Ryan Baumberger will be the guest speaker, and he is the director of the Radiance Foundation and is a broadcast media designer and producer, author, and public speaker from Virginia Beach. Crossroads provides a range of services for women, both women who are pregnant and those who might be pregnant, Youngers said. We're here to support the women. All services that Crossroads provides are free. Coping with the aftermath of historical injustice and the lessons it can teach are the subject of a lecture at the Moses Lake Museum and Art Center on Thursday. Moses Lake native Clarence Moriwaki will talk about history, honor, healing, and hope at 7 p.m. at the museum. Admission is free. Moriwaki will talk about the internment of Americans of Japanese descent during World War II, the subject of a recent exhibit at the museum. My hope is that people will learn and reflect on this timeless and timely chapter in American history, when our nation allowed fear, prejudice, intolerance, and a failure of political leadership to erase our constitutional rights and liberty, and be inspired to let it never happen again. Moriwaki wrote, in February 1942, soon after the Japanese attack on Pearl Harbor, the U.S. government ordered the removal of about 120,000 Americans of Japanese descent, as well as Japanese immigrants from parts of the West Coast. They were forced to leave behind their homes and move east of the Cascade Mountains. Well, those are our stories for today. For details on these and others, please check out our website, www.columbiabasinherald.com, or buy the paper. It's only $1. I am off to the Grant County Fairgrounds for the 4-H day today, so I will be surrounded by kids and animals all morning. Hope you have as good a morning and a good day as I will.